this is a short introductory lecture to History 310, so you can get a feel for the lay of the land, the structure of the course. And my name is Robin. I'm going to be your instructor this semester, or session. So this course consists of 5 parts. First we have the reading, which must be done. It's essential to everything else. And unfortunately, however, it's so important that it requires a little incentivizing. Therefore, the quizzes, which will be every week, you'll have one on Canvas every week, are going to ultimately make up 20% of your grade. They are not long, they're not too difficult, there's 10 questions, they are timed, and you'll have at least 48 hours from the appearance of the quiz to its closure to complete them. But they are required, they will be entirely on your reading, and they will ultimately make up 20% of your grade. Then we have lecture. You're going to be watching 1 to 2 lectures that will be available on Canvas a week. Sometimes they're only about 30 minutes, sometimes they can be as much as an hour and 20 minutes. I strongly recommend that you look at the beginning of the week to see how much lecture material there is to view so that you can budget your time accordingly. Then, by the end of Friday of each week, there's going to be a discussion contribution due that's going to ultimately, all those discussion contributions will make up 50% of your grade. That's half of your grade. So this is really the heart and soul of your grade in this course, is how you contribute to discussion. You can go to Canvas to get a breakdown of what I'm expecting from these discussion contributions and how to do well on them. However, they will be mostly based, I can tell you, on lecture. Sometimes they will incorporate both lecture and reading, and you will always get bonus points for incorporating the reading, but the questions themselves are usually going to refer to material that was discussed in the 1 to 2 lectures that we watched for that week. Finally, you have a final paper that's going to be due on the last day of the course that is going to act as your final. It is going to be, however, a formal essay with citations and quotes and all of that, just like if you turned it in the middle of the semester. We will go over the prompt, what I am expecting, etc., as we get closer to the end of the course, but note now that that final paper will be 30% of your grade. So we'll break this down a little bit in terms of reading. There are a couple of essential required readings for this course. The first one is Thomas Jefferson. We're going to be reading selections from his Notes on the State of Virginia. This is going to be available via Canvas, so I will be posting these as we go along in the course. You can also find pretty much any edition of Notes on the State of Virginia if you like to have a physical copy. However, it's not the most clearly structured text in the world. We'll be going to be looking at selections from within chapters, so it might be a little bit of a challenge to find what corresponds to what I'm posting on Canvas. But you're welcome to it if that would make things easier for you to have a physical copy. You do need to find some physical version of our second text, Perdue and Green, The Cherokee Removal, A Brief History with Documents. Now this is a primary source collection, meaning while there is an introductory material both in the beginning of the whole book itself and then its separate chapters, its primary purpose in this course is to provide us with primary sources. That means documents produced in the time period we're studying by people who are actually living this history we're looking at. In other words, it's a source written by a participant in historical events, not a historian. And I will say now, and emphasize over and over again, and while we get closer to the paper, that primary source documents are going to be your bread and butter for your paper, and for your discussion questions as well, if you want to pull quotes from them. And it's not required, but it would definitely be going above and beyond and score you a lot of points. Primary source documents, if ever possible, quote historical participants, not historians. Finally, there's an online textbook we will occasionally be reading a little bit from. It is called American Yawp. It is at the web address you see below, and it is free. Huzzah! Excellent deal, since textbooks are basically an exploitative scam these days to both the students and instructors. As I mentioned before, your quizzes are going to be based entirely on your reading each week. They're to be completed by the end of the calendar week, meaning they will close on 11:30 p.m. on Sundays of the week that the reading is assigned. Alright, lectures. Moving on, like I mentioned, 1 to 2 lectures each week. You will be able to watch them online on campus. There will be a link to these videos that ultimately are sourced back to YouTube. They are me speaking over PowerPoint presentations, and again, their length varies, so just be aware of that. Discussion usually based mostly on lecture, to be completed by Friday at 11:30 p.m. And the reason I make it 11:30 instead of 12 a.m. is because then everybody gets confused. Is it 12 a.m. Saturday morning or Saturday night or Friday morning or Friday? So 11:30 p.m. on the Friday of the week that the lectures were assigned. These due dates for the quizzes and the discussions, they never change. Lectures are always 11:30 on Friday. The discussion is due. And the quizzes are always 11:30 on Sunday. Finally, you have your final paper, which is going to be short, a 3 to 4 page essay due on the last day of course, but it is going to be a full formal essay with full citations, bibliography, all that good stuff, and I do expect it to be edited, and all your grammatical, spelling mistakes, all that stuff needs to be in order. For more information on my approach to rough drafts, spoiler alert, I do accept them, but only 3 days ahead of the due date, at least 3 days, right? You can consult the syllabus, which is also going to have all the breakdowns of the specific reading assignments and the specific lectures for every day. And that syllabus is available, or will shortly be, if you're really jumping on the bandwagon here and reading this before I get the syllabus up. Today's January the 5th. Maybe you're watching this tonight. The syllabus is going to be available very soon. So that covers all the basics. Look forward to enjoying the course with you guys and reading your discussion contributions each week.